Guys, this is Pallav and I'll be dealing with the Indian view of teen pregnancy. So, in the Indian subcontinent, early marriage results in adolescent pregnancy, particularly in rural regions where the rate is much higher than it is in urbanized areas. Latest data suggests that teen pregnancy in India is high with 62% pregnant teens out of every 1,000 women. India is fast approaching to be the most populous country in the world, and increasing teen pregnancy, an important factor for the population rise, is likely to aggravate the problem. In early marriage inevitably put the adolescent girls at the risk of being pregnant with low contraceptive awareness. High fertility and discontinued education after marriage remain the other facets of concern, but the greatest threat of teenage pregnancy is higher rate of pregnancy related complications leading to high mortality. Now coming to the major consequences of these teen pregnancy. First being the increased school dropout rates, second being illiteracy, third being the social stigma, fourth being the isolation from society and unemployment and monetary dependency on others. Severe stress and depression among youngsters is also a major cause. Now coming to the precautions to safeguard against teen pregnancy. There are many ways to prevent adolescent pregnancy, including encouraging sex education, abstinence, providing education about birth control, promoting community service activities, and teaching skills to cope with peer pressure. Parents need to keep channels of communication open with children so that kids can clear their misconceptions. Sex education, including provisions of education about conception, STD, as well as contraceptives. Thank you.
So today we are going to talk about teenage pregnancy. So what is teenage pregnancy? Teenage pregnancy, also known as adolescent pregnancy, is pregnancy in females under the age of 18. Pregnant teenagers face many of the same pregnancy related issues as other women. There are, however, additional concerns for those under the age of 15, as they are less likely to be physically developed enough to sustain a healthy pregnancy to give birth. What kind of risks are involved? For girls aged 15 to 19, risks are associated more with socio-economic factors than with the biological effects of age. Teenage pregnancy in developed countries is usually outside of marriage and carries a social stigma in many communities and cultures. In developed countries, teenage pregnancies are associated with social issues, including lower educational levels and poverty, and other negative life outcomes in children of teenage mothers. Risks of low birth weight, premature labor, anemia, and pre-eclampsia are connected to the biological age being observed in teen births. Some facts involving teen pregnancy include rates of teenage pregnancies are higher in societies where it is traditional for girls to marry young and where they are encouraged to bear children as soon as they are able. Sexuality is also an Sexuality is also an influencing factor, as in most countries. Most males experience sexual intercourse for the first time before their 20th birthday. Role of drug and alcohol. Use of drugs and alcohol may possibly encourage unintended sexual activity. 10. Girls who mature early are more likely to engage in sexual intercourse at a younger age, which in turn put them at a greater risk of teenage pregnancy. Adolescents may lack knowledge of or access to conventional methods of preventing pregnancy, as they may be too embarrassed or frightened to seek such information. Over half of unintended pregnancies were to women not using contraceptives. Most of the rest are due to inconsistent or incorrect use. And now my second member will talk about Indian view of